Going to talk about cupping, how to train for it, finer points. When you think about cupping in the arm wrestling game, it's maybe the most important strength you need to be a better arm wrestler. When guys are training for it off the table, they normally follow a progression when they're making their tools. Normally the first thing guys do is they just start working with thicker handles. So like something like this, gonna wrap it around a dumbbell or any kind of cable attachment handle, or they're gonna make dumbbells, different sizes, and all these things are awesome. They're like the potatoes of any workout program for an arm wrestler. If it's got to be thick, right? It's got to be thick, and that's going to hit your cup more, right? That diameter, that free spinning handle is great for development of your wrist and your ability to stop a guy and contain him. Normally what happens is when guys are training this a lot, they start to think, oh, maybe I can make this even better. And they start to think, well, maybe if I make it spin from the outside, it's gonna hit my fingers, or hit me in a different way that's maybe even better. So guys will start to use like something that spins, right? Right. So most guys train with something like this, spinning to the outside, right? Can target those fingertips even more. Something like that, or sometimes guys will use a dumbbell where, like this bar would be to the outside, right? So it would be the outside, so it put even more stress on your fingertips, which is great. You can play with the angle. Sometimes guys even start to think, oh, I want to play with that a bit more, and they do a single point attachment. So it's spinning to the outside, just like before, but you can do it like low, or you can do it high. So that way you get like a more targeted, precise place that you're cupping from, whether it's low, whether it's high, whether it's out on your fingertips. But then what happens from there is guys start to think that while this may be an improvement, you're also starting to do a little bit of bad mechanics as you're having to squeeze at the same time that you're doing your cup. It looks something like this. If I'm cupping this, and if I'm not squeezing, it's just going to slide. So that's kind of a false mechanic, and it doesn't let you focus on your cup the way you really want to. When you're driving for your hook, you really just want to get that wrist bent. You don't really want to be squeezing and bending. It's going to deteriorate your ability to do your move. And squeezing in general is a bad technical choice, generally. So it's not always the best thing to have to be training it all the time when you're working your cup. So in my opinion, the best thing to do is with a tool like I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you how to make it. So in my opinion, the best way to train your cup, to replicate the pressure in a technical way that you do on the arm wrestling table, this is it. So PVC pipe, and this is 3.5 inches across. I find that that's pretty standard for most guys' hand size. PVC pipe, you get your sandpaper on there. That's going to prevent slip right away without even any other issues. If you got sandpaper on there, you're not going to have to hold on quite the same way. You got single point attachment. That's going to give you the directional ability to place the pressure wherever you want and work on that wrist stability, kind of like a Swiss ball. The PVC should be wide enough when you make it to have your whole hand and like a little bit of play above and below, so that when you do your wraps, the tubular nylon is not going to slip off. Should use tubular nylon. Drill it, you know, an inch or so from the top, one side. Just go through the middle, right, with your tubular nylon. Tie a knot there. You can't really see it, but there's you just tie a knot on the inside, and it's not going to come out. The tubular nylon should be wide, and it should be rough enough, because if you train a lot, you're gonna deteriorate this cord, and you want it to last. And you want it to be wide enough that it's not going to cut you, because depending on which wrap you do, it's going to be running around your hand. And the last step, which really makes this piece really good, is you put a strap through. Okay, you put the strap through twice around. I just put the buckle on the inside so that it's not in your way when you're training. Tighten it so that when you're training, you can just barely get your hand through, right? Just barely get it through. Yeah. So it's tight, just like you would be if you were in the strap. And then take your tubular nylon. Oh, I forgot. Make the tubular nylon piece long. Okay, like that's I don't know, 4 feet. Put a little clip on the end of it to attach to your rubber band or your pulley system, whatever you're using. And then you do your wrap, right? So the strap right away is going to make it so you do not have to hold on, which is great when you're working your cut. And then you wrap. You can wrap it any way you really want. Okay, right now I've got it so that it's high, okay? So I'm going to be doing my cup with stability through my pronation. Okay, so it's like a high kind of cup. And it feels just like arm wrestling. Just like arm wrestling. It's the closest thing that I've found to replicate arm wrestling off the table. And with the single point, there's going to be a lot of stability going on. You can wrap high, you can wrap low. Low is going to make it when your shoulder comes forward more. You're going to have to stabilize with supination more than you do with pronation when you wrap high. It's an unbelievable handle for arm wrestling. It's very easy to make, as you guys see. You know, you can get this stuff anywhere. Doesn't take long either, but I hope this helps your guys' cup game. If you want one of these, you can make it, or you can get one from me at my site. Just PM me. Enjoy.